I thought you pour your drinks during the after show, man.
But I want to get lit now. It's just water. I'm not getting.
I was saying, what is that? That looks like some sort of weird fizzy $12 a bottle of water.
No, it's not that much. $11.99.
Oh, okay.
No, not really. No. It was on sale. It was the only big bottles they had. So yeah.
Do you know? I know this probably tastes really good and all that, but we have upstairs Tepe. We have Tepe water.
You have what is called city water.
Yes.
I get sick on that.
Why?
Chlorine.
Chlorine's good for you. You go in pools all the time.
No, I don't. The pools I do go in are bromine, and whenever I'm in a chlorine pool, I'm usually feeling like crap for about 2-3 days.
Oh my God.
No, I get sick to my stomach on it every time. I do. Make
All
fun
right,
of me if you will.
fine. All right, let's hear more about John in this episode. I want to hear about some of your projects.
Well, I started life. I was apparently born in like Detroit, Wayne County area, almost 32 years ago.
How about roll intro music?
Oh, I like that. Let's start with that.
It's time to hit the trail, lock in those hubs, and throw it into low range. Because you are listening to Wheelin' with Keith and Johnny Orange, broadcasting from the Thin Line Off-Road Studio. They're here to talk about 4x4s, trucks, and everything to do with enjoying the great outdoors. Buckle up. Here's your hosts, Keith and Johnny Orange.
John, so this is episode 63. We are back-to-back recording 62 and 63 tonight, just for full disclosure of our listeners. So,
But they're going to have to wait a week to... Well, they've already... If they're listening to this, they've already waited a week to hear it.
unless they got a time machine, like a DeLorean with a flux capacitor or something, but
Well, I mean, that would have to work so backwards for that to happen, though.
they go in the future and listen to our episodes.
Yeah, but they'd have to have that now before the next one even releases.
I guess so.
It's possible.
I don't know.
Stranger things have
I
happened.
got into a whole time thing with the time dilemma conversation the other day with somebody on Facebook. It was asinine, but in the end, I think they were like, "Oh my God, he's right." But
I'll in details later.
if I can remember them exactly, because it definitely got pretty deep there for a minute. It was.
Yeah.
I know what it was. All right, we'll just do it now
Okay.
because we got time. All the time in the world. So have you seen the fake poster going around on Facebook for Back to the Future Netflix series?
Oh, yeah.
It has a stock.
I thought it was just a new movie.
No,
didn't realize
it
it was
is. It is fake. It keeps saying that Jim Carrey and Noah Schnapp are going to be in a new Back to the Future
That would be awesome.
series on Netflix. I have dug because I am a huge fan of the Back to the Future series, the trilogy.
Yeah.
Robert Zemeckis, who's still alive, has said multiple times, that there is absolutely no way they're ever going to do a remake or a continuation while he is still alive. Now, obviously, people could throw a lot of money at him and he could go the other way.
Before.
I don't know, maybe he's a man of his principles or something. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, look what happened with Ghostbusters.
Well, that one
This month, I think.
next year. They pushed it back till next year now. Yeah, the Ghostbusters thing is next year now.
Who do I have to stab? That makes me mad.
I don't know. No, it's who you have to call. But who do you call? But anyways, I mean, who do you stab?
Wow.
That would be like Ghostbusters R-rated version. But anyways,
That's a good one, man.
yeah, Zemeckis has said multiple times that it's not going to happen. I believe fully that the fan art thing that is circulating on Facebook is fake, simply because I don't recognize the photo of Jim Carrey with the beard. Noah Schnapp in the picture on the poster, the movie poster, is about 4 years younger than he is now.
Gotcha.
because he's in Stranger Things. He's almost as tall as Jim Carrey now in real life. So
Wait,
unless
which one is he?
he's the main little boy.
Mike.
Mike, I think he's Mike.
Holy crap, he got tall.
Well, I mean, he's taller, but I don't think that
Jeez.
unless they filmed something 2-3 years ago in complete secrecy without any of the Hollywood spies knowing.
It's been done before.
It's been done before, but
unlikely, but possible.
unlikely. So the tagline on there is they found a car, they didn't know where it was going to take them. So people are like arguing back and forth on one of our mutual friends' timelines.
Yeah.
And
that must be where I saw this.
Yeah, so you might have. And they're saying the car was destroyed in the end of the third movie, so this doesn't make any sense. It can't be a continuation. It's got to be a remake, blah, 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 this and that. Well, the point I made, and I actually started to make one point and I deleted it because then I realized that it would be a paradox. But the point I made was that if they indeed found a car, they could have found the car at really any point in the timeline of the movies.
That's where I remember reading this.
And they could have returned it to the same point that they found it. So but you got to think about how many points in the movie was the car operable. Because that was always the gag of the movies, is the car broke down and Doc Brown had to fix it. So they would have had to have find the car, probably like in Back to the Future 2 when Biff steals it from the street.
Yeah.
And takes off and creates the alternative timeline. They maybe found it in the alternative timeline in Biff's universe.
Yeah.
Get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So, you could do it that way, but obviously they're not going to find the car at the after Back to the Future 3 because it's hit by the train. And spoiler alert, if you've never seen that movie, Jesus, I mean...
If you've never seen that, shame on you.
Exactly.
Go watch it.
My other thought was, because Noah Schnapp in the fan art creation, which I'm calling it that until I am proved otherwise, the fan art creation, Noah Schnapp's wearing a 1950s getup. Late 40s, early 50s shirt. He's wearing what kind of looks like a bowling shirt, but that was a popular style around like 1951, 1952. They dig the car out of the mine in 1955 in Back to the Future 3 because it had been
I don't even remember that. Oh, yeah.
He had buried it underground in 1895.
Yep, that's what it was.
They pulled it out. So theoretically, they could have found the car in the late 40s, early 50s.
Yeah.
Use the car, put it back. That'd be a weird timeline.
There's so many ways and things they could do with it. They could always go with, Doc started another one and just never finished it, too.
True.
I mean, that's another one. They, cleaning out this old guy's garage, family estate's no longer in existence. Oh, look, what's under this tarp? Lo and behold, there it is. And they know nothing of it. Figure, well, let's get it running.
Or all the parts laying on the ground from when the train hit it were thrown in a pile somewhere and they reassembled the car.
Or that, yeah.
Yeah,
that could be. Again, there's so many theories and ways. Yeah.
Highly doubt Jim Carrey is the new Doc Brown.
That would be awesome, though.
Highly doubt Noah Schnapp is the new Marty McFly.
If it's real, that would be awesome.
Here's the deal. I think it would be sacrilegious and almost disrespectful to do it while Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd are still alive.
I thought Christopher Lloyd died.
No, he's still alive. I think he's still alive. Go ahead, Google it. I don't care. We're in the middle of the show. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's still alive.
Oh, I'm going to actually...
No, Spock died.
How old is Christopher Lloyd?
81 years old.
81.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Oh, yeah.
So,
okay. Cool.
They could theoretically continue on with the train, the flying train at the end of the third one or whatever.
They could have him as Marty's son. Or one of Doc's kids.
Or Marty and his mom's son from the first one.
No. You're thinking a different movie.
Did you see how Netflix... Did you see that online?
I think I'm thinking of a different one.
Netflix, do you see the way that they advertised the Back to the Future series?
No.
It was something along the lines of a time travel movie about a guy going back in time and falling in love with his mom.
I thought you were talking about the one on Facebook a few weeks ago going around. It was a picture, and it's like somebody was getting in their car. This picture fell out. I saw it after they left. If you know who they are, I'd like to return this picture to them. The back says Mom and Dad, 1960 or 50 something.
Okay.
Everybody was sharing this. Almost nobody realized it was Marty's mom and dad. It was like the picture from the dance.
Who does not recognize Crispin Glover and...
You have to look for a minute.
Oh my God, I can't think of her name for a minute.
Let's see if I can find that picture here.
Yes, I know who... but anyways, the same actress that was in Switched at Birth. She played the mom in Switched at Birth. But anyways... this is such a car-heavy episode. I mean, we're talking about flying, time-traveling DeLoreans. I mean, does that count?
Train.
We mentioned a train, yeah, steam-powered. There you go,
yeah.
man.
There we go.
This is totally not where I saw this episode going whatsoever,
no.
But whatever, man.
So it was like this picture or something.
It's Crispin Glover, and I can't think of that actress's name, though.
I don't know. What was that?
Nobody recognized that. Are you serious? Are people that dumb today?
Apparently so, yeah. It happened.
I mean, here's the deal. I get that people are going to be like...
It was this one. It was that picture.
Same thing. Yeah. Same thing. People... I get people are like, oh, well, of course, my kid's only 12 or 15.
It's the problem is... They don't look at the picture, they look at the title. Lost picture, help me find them. They read the title, they don't look at the picture, they hit like and share it. That's why it works.
I'll give you that. But then on the same point, people be like, oh, well, I'm only 15 or I'm only whatever. I've never seen those.
Yeah.
Your parents failed you.
Yes.
I mean, if...
That was one of my mom's all-time favorite movies.
Yeah, my kids have all seen Back to the Future. They love those movies.
Yes, I've seen it so many times. Maybe I'll watch that tonight. That sounds like good plans.
You can see them on Netflix right now.
Even better. I don't even have to dig out the DVD.
They completely uphold to time. I mean, granted, they're dated in certain ways, and 2015 didn't end up being as cool as we thought it would be.
Yeah, true. I really wanted them laceless shoes.
I know. God, it's already 5 years ago now.
Oh, my God. Wow. Anyways.
But you know what? I mean... Robert Zemeckis, he had this vision in 2015. We'd have flying cars, and we would have, the 3D that just comes out in daylight, like the shark that comes out. We'd have the hoverboards and all that. But at least we're at a point where we can argue about whether or not a mask should be worn or...
We're not going to get into that.
Or what are some of the other things that we're doing right now as a society?
It's supposed to be keeping distance from other people, gloves, no coughing, sneezing. Not it. For the first time ever, I'm seeing things as they don't go out if you're sick. Duh. You would think that, but the society's evolved to a point. You got to work, you got to make money. Everyone works when they're sick. Mm-hmm. And here we are.
Yeah, I got dark real quick, but
yeah. Anyways,
we've gotten to a point where we have to put warning labels on Tide that says "Do not eat."
Yeah.
So I mean, flying cars, warning labels on Tide Pods.
We've really devolved. It's sad.
Sorry, Robert, we totally failed you.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get back to some cars.
So, anyways, all right. So I wanted to find out from you. Mm-hmm. And I swear I want this to be the end of this bar pen eliminator shit, but I have never reworked Fox remote reservoir shocks. I've never ran any of them. Mm-hmm. I know a number of people that have. A number of people swear by them. I know a number of people think that they're overpriced junk. So we already talked in a previous episode how you bought these used ones. They were from a Raptor.
Silverado, lifted Silverado,
gotcha.
Yep.
And they were, and you took them apart and you cleaned them up and
took off the nasty blue house paint that was on them.
Okay.
Stripped them down to the original finish. Just matte clear coated them.
You talked about honing them out and all of that.
Yep.
Did you have to get replacement parts for them?
Just seals. So I replaced all. These are the racing series, so they have bearings instead of bushings. I'm running bushings. I modified some polyurethane bushings to fit. So I have poly bushings on them.
Okay.
But yeah, to rebuild a Fox shock, assuming it didn't leak oil, you're probably looking about $10 a shock. And then,
How easy are they to rebuild?
so that's
Not Johnny Orange easy that takes 14 weeks to do a project where
No, I was
you
going to say,
overthink it.
that's a bit of a loaded question. The
Okay.
ones I got were in a lot rougher shape than I thought.
Okay.
All the end caps had all kinds of paint and crap that was painted over, jammed up in the ends. It took about 2 days to get them all torn down.
2 full days?
Full days, no, working a couple hours a day.
Okay.
So it normally, assuming they're clean and in good shape, should be able to do it in a day.
Are you saying like somebody could buy some used ones and maybe a day after work could get them all ripped down?
Yeah.
Okay. all
Yeah,
right, all
yeah.
right.
So you're gonna put a little time into them. You know, it's an expensive shock. The ones I have retail about $250 a piece,
Okay.
but they're serviceable and they're tunable. You know, if you have a bushing
Do you
go,
tune them to like C minus, B plus?
C minor, B minor,
B
which
minor.
for not
That's
plus
not-
or minus.
that's it. Sorry, yeah, C minor. I'm not a musical guy, but
No, there's different shims that make up the compression and rebound valving.
okay.
You can change the order to change how they'll react. You can get different shim stacks for them. So it's completely tunable and customizable however you want to do it.
How do you know how to tune them?
I have no idea. I'm running them as configured. I never got
So
that.
if they
in
were tuned for a Chevy Silverado,
they would be. You would think they'll be stiff. I'm going under the assumption that they'll be all right because they were set up for 2 shocks in the front, 2 on each side.
okay.
So 4 total shocks in the front, 2 on either side.
were these all in the front of the Chevy?
The 4 that I kept are, yes. I'm running 2 in the front, 2
Would
in
you
the rear.
sell 2 of them or something?
No, I have 2 of the rear ones. They're a lot longer travel. I can't
Oh,
use them. Way too long for me. Fully extended, I think they're 31 inches mount to mount.
All right.
So I'm assuming, I'm figuring the valving is going to be all right on that. You know, much heavier truck versus mine, which is not, should be okay. What are you looking at?
I would say we're still recording.
Oh, yeah, lights are still on. So, yeah, the valving, I mean, I might need to tweak it. I don't think I will. It was hell trying to push these things down to install them.
Okay.
But, yeah, I mean, they feel great. I haven't run them yet. I kind of ran out of time. I have 1 reservoir left to mount in the rear frame, and then I'll be done, ready to test drive it. So
Very nice.
We'll see. I've heard people say they can be extremely stiff. I don't know. And again, you can change the air charge that's in them. That will change how they're acting and reacting. You can change the valving. These ones are the remote reservoirs, so they have a little extra travel with that.
Okay.
I mean, there's just so much you can do with them. I mean, I love the idea of serviceability, something I can rebuild. You know,
It seems like there's all science to tuning them, though.
There is, and again, I never got that into it. I mean, there's basic recommended things that you can get, and that's what most people do. But they're shims, little to big, bigger towards the piston. Mm-hmm. You move one of the big ones down, it's going to make whatever stroke that is softer because that resistance has changed its location.
No, I get you. I
So,
get you. Yeah,
again,
it seems like a
there is
lot
a
of
science
science
to it.
to it. Yeah, that's.
If you go with recommended valve stacks, though, from Fox or one of the service centers, I got all my parts from CarTech Off-Road, and I'll plug them because they were awesome. I had questions. I called the guy. I talked to him for probably 20 minutes. He's the one who said to make sure you hone the cylinders out to make sure, good surfaces. Asked him any other recommendations. Awesome people, super knowledgeable. And got almost everything I needed from them.
CarTech?
Yep, CarTech Off-Road.
Okay, where are they out of?
California.
Okay.
Stupid fast shipping, too. It was awesome.
Did they did they have like? Could they tell you like how to put the stack together or no? Is that online? Like I have a Jeep TJ.
Yeah, there's going to be those kind of guides out there. They probably would if I asked, but I didn't ask because I wasn't planning to change it.
Okay.
So, I told them what I'm coming from, what they came from, what they're going to, and he said, yeah, it should be fine. So, yeah.
Interesting.
God, excuse me. Sorry.
Need a beer? Take some
No, I
water.
just need some water. But no, I just love the idea of being able to rebuild these. You know, the rebuild kits. So I bought everything to rebuild all the shocks. I bought 6 shocks. Rebuild kits, buying in the volume, was less than $9 a kit to rebuild the shocks.
Very nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
The oil, I think I paid $55 for a gallon of the oil. All 6 shocks took most of that gallon.
And our buddy Dan was able to help you charge them up and all that?
Yep, yeah, again, thank you, Dan. Very much appreciated on that. Got an air charge from him, so everything's all correct on that. And yeah, they're ready to go, ready to rock and roll. I'm excited.
Very cool.
And the idea was I'm buying 6, I need 4. I can't use the other 2. I'm going to still go through all the process, rebuild them, refinish them, sell them, get some of the money back I spent on all the parts and bushings and everything to rebuild.
You're going to rebuild
adapters.
longer ones?
They're already done.
Oh, you did all
Yeah,
8?
I did all 6 at one
you did
time.
6,
Yeah.
6, okay.
Jeez. So I had one, the inflator knob broke off though, so I got to replace that, recharge it, and it's done. But it's got new oil, new seals, and everything, new wear bands, new bushings. 2 I'm selling, still have the 1/2-inch race bushings, but I just made sure all those were good bushings, and it's
Okay, yeah,
ready to
yeah.
go.
Yeah. Very nice, very
Yeah.
nice. So
excited.
you've got these installed on Pegasus now, or what?
Yep, they're installed as of today. And I was hoping to have it done to be able to drive it here, but like I said, the time. It was so hot today. I've had over a gallon of water today just trying to rehydrate, and I even then I had to stop, take breaks because I was just getting too hot to keep going.
Yeah.
Cement was burning my legs. Leaning over the tire to work on the front ones, it was just burning me. It was so unbelievably hot. So I have 1 reservoir left to mount, and then I'm good. The rears ended up having to get mounted to the frame, which is not how I wanted to do it, but it works.
Oh, yeah, like horizontal with the frame?
Yeah.
I've seen
Yep.
that before on the TJs.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of room back there.
No, there is not. And I am so glad that I have to do those upper mounts when I had the fuel tank out.
Wow.
I don't know how in God's name I would have done it in place. Oh, man.
Speaking of TJs, I'm going to do a little bit of a shout out. Unfortunately, I don't remember his name off the top of my head. I want to say Derek, but I don't think that's right. I went out to pick up some parts for our mutual friend Dan. He had picked up some JK gears from a guy, and I happened to be working about 10 miles from there. So I went over and picked him up, and the guy had in his garage mint condition TJ frame.
Nice.
All like, I don't know if it was Por 15'd or if it was like chassis saver or what he'd put on it, but it was all painted black. Had it was 4-linked with JK axles underneath it.
Ooh.
Chevy 4.3 V6. He was just about ready to put in a NV 3500 with a 231C/J hybrid transfer case. Almost
Interesting.
identical to what we built to our mutual buddy Jason's YJ Jeep years ago. We put a 4.3 with that same combo in it.
What did you do with the transfer case?
So you use the front half of the Chevy transfer case to mate it to the Chevy
Oh,
transmission.
okay. Yeah, that makes
the back
sense then.
half of the Jeep transfer case, so it'll bolt to the Jeep drive shaft and give you the speedometer gear, because the Chevys only had an electronic
Nice.
in that era.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's pretty neat. And you can use the Chevy planetary, so you could go with I think it's a 6-pinion
Six-pinion, yep.
Yeah, versus the 3 in the Jeep or
Yep.
whatever.
I did that on my XJ. That and then the running the Dodge 231 chain and sprockets. So
Okay.
you get a 1 1/4 inch versus a 1 inch.
Yeah,
Lots
so there's beef up ways you can do things, and
Yeah.
so yeah, it's just a really cool thing. We ended up
Nice.
talking Jeeps and trucks and 4x4s for about a half an hour. It was
Nice.
nice to get out and talk to another wheeling enthusiast. And
You saying it's not nice to talk to me?
well, I
hurt.
mean,
I'm hurt. I mean, I get it. We do this every week.
yeah, and some of what you say is a little shocking. So,
Oh, wow.
dum-dum.
Wow, man. Oh, anyways, I'm glad I could levitate your level of enjoyment here. Those aren't the words I meant. That's what came to
No,
mind.
actually, shocks don't levitate. You dampened my enjoyment.
Well, let's rebound this conversation, get back on topic. How about that?
Yeah. Say, don't play word chess with me. I was an English major, so.
Yeah. I should have known better. But.
Anyways, yeah, man. No, I'm just glad to see you're doing that. I'm really looking forward to Pegasus being back on the
God, I am
road
too.
soon. As you know,
I
my
miss my
55
manual.
Chevy car is going to be on the road soon, and I'm hoping to put a little bit of love into Project Excursion, using the 55 as kind of a driver for a little bit while I do that.
Nice.
We'll see how that works with my work schedule, because unfortunately right now I'm on a period where I'm taking and jumping from job site to job site, so I really need the Excursion because it's just packed full of crap all the
Yeah.
time. But if I get onto a job site where I can unload most of my tools, throw them in a gang box or room or something like that, and I can park Excursion for a couple of weeks and do some work on it, that would be
works, yeah.
ideal. So we'll see how it works. But
Yep.
man, it has been fun. You got anything else? I know we're kind of rambling on this episode, but I'm glad.
Not really. I'm just, once I'm done with this, I'm going to get back on Project XJ because I want that thing done. I'm really realizing the need for a second vehicle now. I've been doing a lot of stuff lately and long distance, I'm very grateful. I can borrow either of my parents' cars. Short distance, I got the truck. And I can use that long distance, but 10 miles to the gallon versus 30. And I mean, they're my parents' cars have AC, which is nice. I miss AC. I really miss air conditioning.
Is XJ going to have AC?
Oh yeah,
Nice.
Not at first. I have everything to do it. It was a time constraint thing. So I have everything. I just need to re-drill the adapter plate, and that's it.
Okay.
So
All right.
and then charge it. So
And I would say you have it ready for Wheels in the Woods, but I'm not going to go with that guarantee because you've promised me 2 years now that you're going to have it ready.
Promised 1 year.
So. All right, buddy. Why don't you tell our listeners where they can find more information, where they can hang out with us, and all of that?
Well, Keith's house is located on, I forgot the name of this road already, so I can't give him that
It
address.
depends on who you're talking to. It's got about 6 different names.
Good. Okay. Well, we'll just avoid that address. But if you go on to Facebook, type in 4x4 Talk in the search bar or facebook.com/groups/4x4 Talk. You can get access to our community page there, answer a couple quick questions, see what everybody else is posting, what people are talking about. Interact with both Keith and myself on that page. You'll see updates of my projects, his projects there. A lot of cool stuff. If you go to patreon.com/wheelinradio, get access to our after show, which follows this one right away. A lot of cool bonus stuff we just can't get to in the regular show. It's a little bit more relaxed, kind of let loose, have fun kind of thing. A lot of fun. A lot of cool stuff. Again, of course, and as always, a huge thanks to Mr. Andrew, our producer. Without him, none of this would be possible. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. And then, if you are still watching or following us on YouTube, make sure you hit like and subscribe. See any of the future content that we do add on there. So with that, I'll say thanks for listening and have a good one, everybody.